Hello and welcome to, this is the Handicapable Black Nerd channel. I still don't really fully know the intro, so this channel's kind of a under construction. And at first I had a full idea and everything like that, but the day I think maybe 2 days before I was gonna upload the first episode, my now ex boyfriend broke up with me, and he was the one that was supposed to make my website for my business and help me with some of the other technical things. So, yeah, let's just say, you know what? Yeah, let me just dive in. And I might have some petty with this one, and I did talk, like, listen to some of the earlier videos and also check out the Handicapable Black Woman, because as I reconstruct my writing, and not even my style, but over the last 5 years, well, first, well, real quick, I grew up undiagnosed because I was born with a disability, went through mental, physical, emotional, ABUSC, blah, 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 went through a lot of dating nightmares and et cetera, et cetera. And so, but I've been writing throughout my entire life poetry, children's stories, novel, like parts of novels and things. So then I did write a rough draft of a novel. So then I had to have surgery, then get diagnosed. And that was an awakening, a really harsh awakening, because that's when I realized that I was writing as someone who didn't even know who I was. And now I'm learning who I am. And so now going back and with some of my writing and now relearning that I was justified to have some of the pain and go through some of the situations that I was caught in. It makes so much more sense now. And so now when I write, I understand those situations, and or I understand how my character would now go through. And there's going to be some times where she's going to be who I would have been, but then there's going to be times where she does what I wish I could have been, because I wasn't brave enough to defend like I was scared. And so anyways, this channel is under construction. Soon, I think I'm thinking of maybe once, maybe twice a week, depending on the mood, I'm going to look up independent artists and their websites, because there are so many great and amazing artists out there that are not AI, who would love their art pieces like sold, and or at least get attention, or for people to even acknowledge them. And so I'm thinking, like, each week I look up a few and look up some of the art pieces. And I'm not an artist. Oh, I can hardly draw a tree. But from a writer's perspective, maybe I can, like, I'll talk about the colors and a little bit about the technique of how I like it, but then also create stories out of it, the meaning and the symbolisms and the metaphors, things like that. And so I think that would be kind of a fun thing to do. And I think I'm gonna bring my Disney and Marvel and like just all of the media, or like TV watchable, like university things that I started doing on the other channel over here, because I'm working on one that talks about the beauty of diversity and DEI. That's probably going to end up being a spread out series, but I know so certain people in America, MAGA, Republicans, and yeah, I'm still going to be political. I don't care. If you don't like that, bye bye. But anyway, I will be talking about Disney, and like, 'cause I love an anime too, but because even if you look at just there's so many examples and everything, but like One Piece is one of my favorite examples. The diversity of different clubs, clans, gangs, like the villains, the heroes, and especially with Luffy and the people who he has, they're diverse. They think differently. Their cultures and their lifestyles are so different, but it makes them more powerful and united. And they argue, but arguments bring you together more. Because yeah, I've read that in a lot of the relationship articles and things over the years, and especially recently, because I was working on my one of my other characters in another novel and everything. But and after the breakup, that I was just like, huh, great timing. So, but yeah, arguments bring you closer together. But and the crazy thing is, Mr. Spider didn't want to get in an argument, but started the entire relationship based off a lie. Don't worry, I'm going to cover that in the other channel within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Trust me, oh, I'm going to be talking about him a lot. He used to be so jealous that I talked about No Heart and Lockakey a lot. Oh, he better buckle up, Buttercup. And I'm going to talk about Gremlin too. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be looking up art and maybe even poetry by different artists. Am I going to bring up mine? It's like you're going to see links on my works and stuff. So if you want to read it, check it out. You're more than welcome. And then with my Patreon, it's like maybe I'll even, those would be for free though. It's like I'll upload the artwork and the websites and things like that so that it's easy to go back to and stuff. Kind of like my own like collage of just like bam art exhibit at like what kind of artists, and if I can especially find artists that are black, female, people of color, women. And I mean, I'm gonna get to some of you white men too. Don't worry, but it's like some people don't understand the white privilege, or they say it doesn't exist. But yeah, when you're talking to a black woman with a disability, one who I go to job interviews and things like that, and at first over the phone they act like, oh, everything's cool and great, but then I walk in, I've had people like, oh, I didn't expect you. Oh, where are you from? How did you learn how to talk like that? And or, well, your resume says you have this education. Can you, we're going to need some transcripts. But then I find out that other people who applied for the same job, none of them had to, send their transcripts. So it's like I've always had to prove myself tenfold, even though with a lot of the jobs, I was 2, 3, 5, 10 times as qualified as a lot of them. Even when I was like, well, I might get back into the college classroom, but I've seen a lot of the ableism, some racism, especially with this. People say, "Oh, we're in 2026. We're not racist." There's a lot of racism crawling around Generation Z. Mm-hmm. It's like they got it from X and even millennials, but there's a lot, like when I have had students come up to me telling me that they have to be smarter than me because they're the Middle Eastern ones. Ooh, do you know how many Middle Eastern men have either cut me off or they try to judge me or tell me that I shouldn't be teaching because, like, one even said, being black, that I must not be able to teach that much, or I must have gotten this job because no one else applied. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. And especially since I'm a black woman, yeah, they don't, yeah. So, and one of them even told me, racism is over with, so get over it. So yeah, when it comes to poetry and artwork, I'm going to be as diverse as humanly possible. Going to be digging into the Disney works, and but now I'm going to be getting to the fun part because I'm going to be covering my candles and greeting cards more and more. Right now, I'm having a little tiff with one of the portions of the product. I'm testing and going over everything, and I'm working at, like, I know a couple videos ago, I was going over my goals, and I started the labels. They're okay. I'm not going to say they're done, but they're almost done. I'm kind of excited about that. And let's see, it's like I'm trying to right now figure out what key items am I going to assemble the boxes, because I know that I want them to be the same, and I want to make sure I know exactly what color the first scent's going to be. And I think I know my exact beginning lineup, and I'm so excited. And I am going to be showing you guys pretty soon once yeah, it's just there's just one little tweak I'm working on. So once that item gets mailed to the house, because yeah, I had to order something to test to make sure that I can marry them and make them live happily ever after together. But yeah, I love the scent and I'm so excited. And so right now it's basically finishing up my grant, because I thought it was done, but I'm never gonna like just think it's done, which that's an issue, I know. But I'm gonna try my best to finish the grant and start applying before July 4th. So that's gonna, you know, put a little girl, you better get this done kind of energy. And then I'm gonna start applying. I already, yeah, I was banging in like two or three different social medias and stuff, looking up grants that I can apply for, like late spring, early summer, and stuff. And so then I can just apply, and everything. And it's like looking for some for women, for being black, being a black woman, having a disability, and then maybe black people with a disability, like all the different corners and everything of that. It's exhausting but exciting, and it's stressful but exciting. I don't know, it's just now, especially after the whole breakup, now I'm figuring out my glow up, because like I found out about that, I think a little after I broke up with Mr. No Heart. And it's really funny because when Mr. Spider broke up with me, he was the one crying. He was the one crying for breaking up with me. But oh yeah, don't worry. Oh, I'm gonna spill all. I'm not gonna read what he wrote, but he is such a lying, just vindictive, awful, terrible human being. And after what his ex-wife did to me, I used to wonder, how in the world did he end up with her? It's like she's evil and mean and judgmental and a bigot and everything like that. And this is all in my opinion. But if you've been listening to the episodes, you know, like when you call somebody an OB special ed and everything like that, when you look up like her, like you look up her LinkedIn, but you don't press on it because you want to make sure she doesn't see that she looked, and then she goes and looks up the YouTube channel, and then she finds out, oh, she has a disability, so she tries to harass me in more ways than, yeah. And then she goes and prints off all like only the bad like student like ratings of me, but I know of the ratings. And some of those students are the same students who told me I can't be as smart as them because I'm black. So yeah. And one of them, yeah, he threatened his colleagues because he didn't do 1% of his project. And it was a group project, but yeah. So, but he threatened that he knew where all of them lived and that he was going to do something if any of them snitched, and that he better get a good grade or get the same grade as them. Because when I do group projects, I don't, yeah, not everyone's going to get the same grade. I don't play that. After going through college and having group projects, and I've been in at least two projects where I did 100% of it, and then the other students get the A or B, and sometimes it was a B because I have a test the same day, like, so it's like I yeah. And especially when I find out, oh, none of the other students did their part. Yeah, but I talk about that in the other channel too. So, but yeah, I am going to be finishing up my novel. And yeah, I already talked about the whole figuring myself out, and I'm going to be researching more about the trauma, my trauma, and just like disability trauma and like emotions. And but then also I'm going to try to have some fun, because especially with, I don't know, it's like I love using food as like part of the story, because, and that's one thing, like one thing I've noticed with some of the booktubers, and like because I already started creating a list of booktubers who I want to send a copy to once it's done. And there's so many, they're like, there's too many words on the page. What? What? I don't want to read any books with politics. And I know I use green eggs and hams as an example, but every single book has politics. Green eggs and ham, for example, because even, I mean, you don't even really have to dig that deep, but it's like knowing and realizing all the places you can eat green eggs and ham, and that you can get access to green eggs and ham. And also with these green eggs and ham, what chickens do these eggs come from? Are they for the rich, for the poor? It's like, is the main character rich or poor? It's like, I mean, so there's different questions that I remember when I was older and I was volunteering reading this book. I started wondering these things because I'm just like, who on a, do people eat this on a daily basis? Is this a treat? What's going like? And it's like, how come one character is like, no, I'm not gonna eat this. It's like, what's wrong with it? Is it stale? Is it nasty? Is it bitter? Like what? So, and then like the other character's so determined. It's like he will eat this anywhere, you know. So I don't know. It's just so yeah. But I plan on reading some books, and fiction, nonfiction, more fiction though, because with a lot of the booktubers, I don't know, it's just like there's so many words on a page. I'm just like, oh my god, oh, this country, where is but it answers so many questions of how we ended up with the president that we ended up with. Yeah, if you didn't like me before and you're MAGA or Republican, oh, you're really not gonna like me, and I don't care. But anyway, yeah, I am like, even with the scenery, picturing the scenery, there's different things I kind of want to do. And there's, it's like I do like a lot of the booktubers, and I'm really sad to see, oh, there's a lot of African American booktubers who are leaving. And I want to even cover the YouTube algorithm, because like when I first started, I was like, you know what? I want to finish my novel, and I want to, like, especially with physical therapy and all the stuff with my disability or whatever. So I'm going to hire someone on Fiverr. They scammed me. Then I hired someone else because I'm like, okay, maybe this person's better. They scammed me. And then it's like, but then each time I thought I learned what questions to ask, and how, like, okay, I don't want fake people. I don't want bots. I want real people. I don't care if it's only like 10 or 20 subscribers. It's like, I want people who are interested. Like, and I was like, here are my hashtags. Like, since I have an MBA with marketing and I've studied it, I was a promotional model and everything. I gave them like I created kind of a kit, a marketing kit. Like, okay, I don't know how you normally do it or whatever, but here's what I use. These are the things that I would use, especially for the search engine optimization. And one of them's like, oh my gosh, you did all of this, and I'm like, yes, because I'm serious, and I really, cause, and did I want this to make money? Yeah, of course. But especially having a disability, especially growing up and everybody telling me, the pain's in your head, you're a liar, you're making it up. I mean, there's people on my Facebook, like actually around 90 or 95% of the people on my Facebook page, they still think I'm a liar. They don't know, because I, part of me, I'm like, if they don't call me, if they don't keep up with me, I'm not going to waste my time. It's like they acted like I wasted their time when I was, especially when I was in pain, or when I was working promotional modeling and 10, 12, 14-hour shifts. My feet are either in pain or possibly bleeding or whatever, whatever. And they just thought I was making it up and I'm just complaining. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I've learned a lot. And will I talk to them? Will I explain it? Maybe once I feel like we're not wasting each other's time. But until then, and some of them are going to possibly be villains in some of my stories because some of them were terrible, awful haters, or they lied on me, or did things to me, or said things about me. But then, yeah, who had to have surgery, who had to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get diagnosed, like who had a doctor tell them, oh, you might have cancer. Yeah, that's all on me. Yeah, because I've even worked a promo where I was going up for one of the leading roles of the promo, and people on purpose, they refused to give me a chance or hire me, or they went and lied to the marketing chairperson because I was working on my second master's and things, and a lot of companies were starting to hire me a lot more. They said they had to drag me. And they were like, oh, I think she has a little bit of an ego, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I didn't have an ego. I know I work hard, and I was working hard so I can move up to that type of like position because that would help me get into marketing and advertising companies. Because especially since my walking was differently, I needed the strongest resume as possible. People looked, stared, glared, and judged me every single interview. Some even told me go to the hospital and get fixed and then come back to us. Some of them even said, oh, I can't hire you. It's like after a week, you're going to complain about walking from here to the parking deck. And so, yeah, with a lot of this, and this is one reason why with my writing, I'm going to be talking so much about, trust me, I will. But I'm going to be having characters go through the same situations of me. And they say that one reason people should read fiction is because they're going to gain more empathy. And that's one reason with my novels, I'm trying to make sure that I don't want me in them because not everything's about me. And I don't like, and I know with my stories, yeah, I'm going to talk about me so I can show and share how this is real. Because there's sometimes when I read a book and it's either has a disability or person of color, and then someone like there's usually a white person, maybe Republican or whatever, they read it, but then they say, oh, this isn't real, this isn't true. And I'm like, yeah, this happens. No, it doesn't. I've never seen it. Even though you haven't seen it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Oh, no, well, that's just in your head. It's like, oh, you just probably saw one situation on the news. No, I live it. I go through it. Oh no, but we live in this like, but no, it's like you don't. And so yeah, that's when it just gets really aggravating and frustrating when other people, which just happened because once Mr. Spider broke up with me. At first, yeah, I already did an episode within like a week or week and a half of the breakup, and I think there was like 3 or 4 guys from my past all of a sudden trying to call me. Now we're at 7. Babies, we're at 7. Why in the world are all these men trying to contact me now? And I've already said I know I'm a good woman because this has happened every single year. But at the same time, it's exhausting and it's infuriating when men are call me back. Oh yeah, well it's like I just wish you walked right. And it's like you're beautiful and smart and stuff, but I was like, yeah, it's like I needed somebody, I could chill with. I needed somebody who's gonna keep up with me. And I needed somebody who I wasn't gonna need a stupid scooter for. And I'm just like a stupid well, it's not stupid for me. It's a resource for me. It's so I can have more accessibility. Oh, oh, girl, be quiet. You know what I mean? Yeah, but then when I hang up on them, and then they call me back and I don't answer, and then they start swearing on the phone, saying, and you know what? I'm kind of thinking, because I live in a state where they don't have to, like, I mean, since it is a voice recording, they know they're being recorded. So I might even do a live and play them live. I don't care. I'm at a point where I don't care. I'm in the middle of my glow up. Oh yeah, I kind of started on that, but I I'm kind of proud of myself this week. Well, a little bit last week, but all of this week. I've been working out and I bought new equipment. It just came a couple days ago. So, and I found two more that I really, really want. So, with accessibility, I've been finding different ways so that I can try to start looking the way I want to. And I may not get to that point, but at least I can feel better about myself. And the fact that Mr. Spider lied to me from the very beginning because of his no good, selfish, despicable, egotistical, vicious, disgusting. Oh, babies, I got stories. But I've been writing more this week and I have my official lineup, the main duos for my candles. And so I still, I gotta make them or whatever, but I've been doing a lot of research and like, especially with the type that I really want to do. Because one thing that, okay, it's like I'm gonna kind of, well, I, I mean, I'm not gonna say other people are gonna try to take my ideas or whatever, but like with my novels, let's just say they're gonna be connected to my candles. And there's even gonna be some where you can buy the greeting card and candle duo and it'll be like a match set and stuff and kind of perfect for certain situations. And so yeah, so those are some of the projects that I'm working on. And then the children's books, I'm like, it's like I'm republishing all of the books that I already published so far because Amazon has been an absolute no good nightmare for me. And they don't, like, every time I try to fix the situation, they blame me, but they're the ones that, yeah, I already talked about that too. But so I'm going to be talking a lot about art and poetry and, the animation and going to, oh, documentaries too. Because I really want to talk about Richard Simmons. And even with some of the people I talk about, that's going to even like be incorporated with one of the streams of income that I'm working on. But I watched Richard Simmons documentary twice. I'm going to watch it a few times, but I always kind of wondered, and I'm going to do a full episode about him within the next week or two. But I kept wondering, why does my heart just melt because even when he disappeared, once in a while, I was kind of like, I haven't heard about Richard Simmons lately. It's like I miss his red hair and his beautiful bright smile, and it's I think one reason is like I'm very bubbly too. So when I was younger and I would see him, but then when my parents were like, "Stop smiling, stop like people are gonna think something's wrong with you," but then I was like, I would kind of think about Richard Simmons. I'm like, nothing's wrong with Richard Simmons. He's happy. He's always happy. He brings joy. He has like a glitter to him, and but yeah, now it makes more sense about the glitter. But I love the glitter. I love the sparkle. I love, like, he was just so amazing. And so I'm going to be talking about him, but there's going to be tons of others, especially like, oh my gosh, Whoopi Goldberg. She does not know. It's like I am such a like especially as a black woman and with a lot of the things that we go through and how the public talks about us and judge us and puts us down. And I believe she was like number 11 or 20. I think she was like number 11 of people who got like the Emmy, Tony, Oscar. Oh, I forgot the last one. Eva, like, anyways, you know what I'm talking about. I'll mention it in the video once I talk about her. But anyways, that's the plan. That's the official plan now. I'm excited. I hope you are. So, yeah, buckle up. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Nerd channel. We're on an amazing ride. Peace. Yeah, this is still under construction, too.